Welcome back to another episode of Quiet Storm Sports on the Purple Rain Podcast YouTube channel, where we cover all things Baltimore Ravens and other sports outside of football as well. And today, we have a Friday call-in episode. And originally, I was going to do it just for members, but I'm feeling generous today. Just today only, anybody can call in. The link is in the description if you want to chop it up, ask me a question about what you're thinking about the Ravens, or just get something off of your chest. You can do that while we talk about our Ravens. Specifically, today I want to get into something that John Harbaugh said that really has my blood boiling on this Good Friday. Happy Easter weekend, by the way, everybody. I also want to talk about the Ravens schedule release and what that means for the players, and honestly, just kind of like the timeline with the draft and all that stuff. We're gonna get into all of that here on this episode of Quiet Storm Sports. Like the video. All right. And like I said, just like that, we are back with another episode of Quiet Storm Sports on the Purple Rain Podcast YouTube channel. We're live. We're live right now. Shout out to you guys for coming through on this beautiful Good Friday, April the 3rd, 2026. Yeah, we made it to another week. And like I said this morning on Sudden Reaction, shout out to you guys who tuned in for that. But yeah, we made it to another weekend. And we got some more Ravens news as literally stuff has been coming out pretty much every single day. You get at least one little tidbit of information out of the Ravens castle. So we're going to get into that today on this episode here. Like I said, I am live. I want to give a shout out to everybody who's here in the live chat. King Blaze is in the live chat. I see you, King Blaze. I see Void is in the live chat as well. I see Taurus is also in the live chat. Taurus, I needed you this morning on Sudden Reactions, man. Those liminal games, I did not win one single challenge. I mean, I need to rely. I rely on you to keep me locked in. You weren't there. You weren't there. Chris will tell you. Chris ain't do much better than me. What's up, Chris? Chris is in here as well. What up, Chris? We also have Lisa. What up, Lisa? Lisa says, "Hey, Sutton, I have good news for you. I went to the doctor on Monday, and she said some of my nose are calcified and my hair is coming in thicker. So things are getting better." I love that. I absolutely love that news for you, Lisa. I mean, Lisa has been a long time listener, supporter of this show. She is a true Purple Rain pioneer, and we appreciate all of your support and always praying for you. Always in your corner, Lisa. Always. Always calling God for you. The chef is in here. What's going on, chef? Appreciate you. Glaucoma, what's going on? What up? What up? What up? Going out soon. Be safe. Be safe. Just checking in the like. Hey, that's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. Be more like glaucoma. Be more like glaucoma. Like the video, y'all. Get the likes going. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Um, and you good, Taurus. You good. You good. You good. You good. All right. So again, call in show. If you want to call in, you can chop it up with me for a couple minutes and ask me a question. Tell me how you're feeling about these Ravens. Whatever, the link is in the description. Outside of that, just going to touch on a few things today. Probably not going to be a super long live stream. I did promise my lady it, and it is our Friday night date night. I promised I wouldn't be too long here on the stream, so y'all can't have me for too long today. But we do got some things to talk about, man. We do got some things to talk about. Chef Spicy Rice says, "Did I make that title up to rage bait you?" No, I did not. No, I did not. So without any further ado, let's just go ahead and hop right into it, right? Let's just hop right into it. Let's pull ourselves over here to our media screen. I'm sharing my screen with you guys. First topic of this episode. John Harbaugh says Isaiah likely will have better stats in New York than he did in Baltimore. So let's dig into this article right here by NBC Sports. Probably going to be an ad that pops up in a second here. We'll see. I don't know. Oh, I guess maybe not. But I'll read through this with you guys so we can see what Harbaugh was talking about, right? Because what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? It says here, new Giants head coach John Harbaugh was eager to sign tight end Isaiah Likely after coaching him the last 4 years on the Ravens. Not so much because of what Likely has done, not so much because of what Likely has done, but because of what Harbaugh believes Likely will do. Harbaugh acknowledged that Likely stats in Baltimore, he never had 500 receiving yards in the season, weren't overwhelming. But he said on the Giants, Likely will have a bigger role and better production. Let's stop right there real quick. Real quick. Harbaugh putting it on the market right here and now. That former Ravens tight end, Isaiah Likely, who he coached in Baltimore, will have a bigger role in the Giants offense than what he had in the Ravens offense. And he's also going to have better production. Now, two sides to this coin for me, for your boy Sutton. Number one, I hate that John Harbaugh keeps low key comparing and contrasting and throwing little subtle shots of shade toward the Baltimore Ravens, because that's what this is. If you read between the lines, that's what it is. You can say I'm reaching, but damn it, I think it's the truth. Because just unprovoked, you see John Harbaugh in all these interviews that he's been doing recently, somehow, some way. And I don't know if he's being finessed by the interviewers or what to talk about the Ravens, but somehow, some way, he always kind of hints at, his time in Baltimore. Last week, it was, oh, I felt like I did my best coaching job this past season. This week, it's, oh, Isaiah Likely is going to be better with my New York Giants than he was with my Baltimore Ravens last year. So on the one end, I just don't like the comparisons. But on the other end, on the other side of this coin, I totally agree. I totally agree with John Harbaugh here. He's hitting the nail on the head. And I honestly would love to see this happen. Here's why. For so long, we had to kind of, as a formality almost, watch Mark Andrews get all the opportunities, or the lion's share, at least, of the opportunities in the Ravens offense when it comes to target share, plays drawn up for him to get open, things like that. We had to watch Likely ride the coattails of Mark Andrews, while real Ravens fans knew exactly what was up and who was the best tight end on the team. I say this all the time. Isaiah Likely had multiple games where he took over the games. And Lamar said, F it, Likely is down there somewhere. Hell, to end last season, same thing. The Buffalo playoff loss the year before that, same thing. Hail Mary down there. Isaiah Likely's down there somewhere. He comes up with it for a touchdown. Week 1 against the Chiefs a couple years ago, goes right to him. That entire drive, marching down the field at the end of that game, going back to Likely, back to Likely, back to Likely. Hurts himself, leaves, comes back a play later, catches a ball in the back of the end zone, but his toe was out of bounds. Likely is like that. He is, and he's been like that. But again, for some reason, we had to wait and see, Isaiah Likely ride the coattails of Mark Andrews, because the flock, not the flock, but the Ravens castle, they just love them some Mark Andrews. Can't get enough of him. Can't get enough of him. So just almost, again, as a formality, it's almost as if they were playing favorites. Mark, you've been around, you've been the guy. Even though this young kid is really, really showing his stuff and really, really flashing his ability as a playmaker, we still want to lean towards Mark Andrews. Now, I know that the Ravens tried to get a deal done with Isaiah Likely, and Likely wasn't budging. He thought he was more valuable than that. And honestly, I could see it. I could see it. I could see the Ravens trying to lowball Isaiah Likely on an offer where he knows good and damn well how much he has helped this team out. He knows how many times he has pulled this team out of a jam. So why would he settle for less? Makes zero sense. Makes zero sense. So I'm happy. Again, this is the one side. This is the other side of the coin. I'm happy that in New York, John Harbaugh is saying that he's going to have a bigger role and better production, because he deserves it. He deserves it. So I started off mad. Now I'm happy for Likely. Now let me get mad again real quick. Because what doesn't make sense to me is, if you recognize the talents of Isaiah Likely, why didn't you maximize his opportunity while he was in Baltimore? While you, John, were in Baltimore? That I don't know. Let me keep reading, though. Let me keep reading here. Let me actually pull this over here. I'm starting from right here. He says, I'm certain he's going to be able to put up the numbers and the stats, Harbaugh said. That wasn't the thing in Baltimore because of the supporting cast. Now, let's stop again. And big mistake letting Likely go. I agree, Antoine. I agree. I don't think this is an excuse. I don't think the supporting cast, and I get it. You got Lamar Jackson, you got Derrick Henry. We're a run first offense. Again, you have Mark Andrews there. There's Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman. A lot of mouths to feed. We know that. But my thing is 95% of the time, even with all those mouths to feed, when the ball was thrown Isaiah Likely's way, he did not miss a meal, right? I mean, he stepped up to the plate every single time and cleaned his plate, bro. He was eating. Like I said, he had games where he literally took over, and Lamar Jackson recognized it. Like I'm talking like heat check. Oh, I'm gonna go back to you again. Oh, that was an amazing catch. I'm gonna find you again on the next play. Heat check. I don't think we've ever really seen something like that with Mark Andrews. Isaiah Likely can get hot very quick. So with somebody who has, high upside like that offensively, I would assume you would want to get them involved early and often into all of your game plans. But again, I guess Harbaugh being a special teams guy, he would defer to, Todd Munkin, right? And just say, hey, look, use Likely however you see fit. Now, it looks like John Harbaugh wants to be more intentional about using Isaiah Likely, but he couldn't in Baltimore because of the supporting cast. And, in New York, you've got Jackson Dart, you've got Cam Scatterboot, you've got Malik Neighbors, right? I don't know if they still have Theo Johnson, who was a fine tight end, but he's not Isaiah Likely. That supporting cast could definitely benefit from having Likely. And again, that's why I love the fit in terms of the players around him, because Isaiah Likely, he's definitely going to buy in to kind of like that frat boy mindset of Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterboot. Hell, they probably already got 2-3 handshakes down pat right now. The three of them, Likely, Dart, Scatterboot. I'm sure they've met up. I'm sure they got a little group chat. Them and Malik Neighbors, like the Fab Four of New York, whatever you want they want to call themselves, right? He's gonna fit. He's gonna fit in, in that locker room, and I think he's gonna fit well into that scheme as well. I do. I do. You say they're all unproven? I mean, I think Jackson Dart proved something last year. Jackson Dart last year proved that he is an absolute gamer. We saw on a couple different occasions. I know they only won like what 4 games, 5 games, but he lost literally his entire team. He lost his entire team. At least when he had Scadaboo and Theo Johnson, and this was even after Neighbors went down, he was still making stuff happen with who, like Wandale Robinson, I want to say, and a couple of other guys who, I don't even know if they're still with the team, but I think Jackson Dart is a proven gamer. And you put a good offensive line around him, and again, you give him back Malik Neighbors, you give him Isaiah Likely, he gonna make some noise. He gonna make some noise. Scadaboo, now that's a guy who I think is overrated right now. I think he's still unproven. Scadaboo had a lot of runs for 1 to 2 yards, you know. But he just looks cool because when he gets out on the outside, he's gonna lower his head, literally like a ram, and just go straight at you, which is cool. Which is cool, But I need to see some bigger plays and better production from him. Let me keep reading. It says Harbaugh said he's very aware of everything Likely is capable of. I've seen him every day in practice, Harbaugh said. I've seen him make plays. I know how he plays the game. Yeah, he plays the game very, very well. I mean, he definitely fits that backyard football style. I can only imagine play action boots, things like that, that I really think that the Giants are going to take advantage of this year. Isaiah Likely is going to be open downfield. Jackson Dart is going to trust him. And listen, that first time that Jackson Dart throws it downfield on 3rd and 13, and Isaiah Likely throws that hand up when he gets open, and then a defender closes in on Likely as the ball's in the air, and he goes up and he mosses him. Oh, it's over from then. Jackson Dart, I mean, Likely is going to be his security blanket. And again, Likely deserves that, man. He deserves to be somebody's security blanket. Pause. In this case, Jackson Dart's. Let me see. So you try to kind of create a vision for a player. What do you think they're capable of doing? And one thing that we have always tried to do is see what players can do. Not so much concerned about what they can't do, what they haven't done, what they can't do. What can they do? And when you see a player do it every day, you got a pretty good idea what he's capable of. Harbaugh said Giants quarterback Jackson Dart will benefit from likely making plays in the offense. He's a playmaking football player, that's for damn sure. Harbaugh said of likely, he's going to make plays for us. I think Jackson's going to really like him running the routes and being in his line of vision. He's got a big catch radius, factual. He can make plays after he makes the who wrote this damn article? What the hell? NBC needs to hire me or something. He can make plays after he makes the catch. He can get upfield. He can make people miss. This is also true. He can run people over. He's a very good perimeter blocker. You'll see that. That'll be good for our run game. So all those things he brings to the table. Harbaugh thinks likely will bring even more to the table in New York than he did in Baltimore. Interesting. Interesting, man. I mean, again, I'm gonna just say this before I go to the chat and read you guys' comments. I'm happy for Likely that he's gonna get a better role, a bigger role, because he deserves it at this point in his career. Harbaugh is absolutely right about all those things that he's capable of doing. I mean, uh, you know, big catch radius, playmaker, makes himself available to a quarterback who's in trouble. You know what I mean? Love, and he's also a good blocker too. And he's physical. And he's sneaky physical. Sneaky physical. He'll stiff arm you into the ground. Seen it before. Seen it before. So on the one hand, I'm happy for Dart. On the other hand, again, Harbaugh, you don't have to mention Baltimore anymore. Hang it up, big dog. It's over with. It's over with. Okay. Let me see. Park Heights Pat says Dart Eagles and Chargers wins were very impressive, especially with no weapons. That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah. And like I said, if I'm the Giants, I'm doing everything in my power this offseason to make sure that that offensive line is ready to go. So that way, Jackson Dart can throw to a healthy Malik Neighbors and Isaiah Likely, and Scatterboo can actually average more than 2 yards a damn carry. You know, matter of fact, how many yards did Scatterboo average last year? I'm kind of interested. Scatterboo stats. Let me see. Let me see. 101 attempts, 4.1 a carry, which is actually really good. Now, again, not a ton of attempts, only 101 attempts, and this is kind of why he caught fire. You know what I'm saying? He had a couple of big plays, couple of highlights where he ran over some guys. I remember he ran over Zach Bond, I want to say, of the Eagles. But these stats right here, little bit misleading, I must say. Little bit misleading. Let me bring this part up. Here we go. 101 carries, 410 yards, 5 touchdowns, averaging 4.1 a carry. Obviously not a huge sample size, but from the games that I watched, this dude was getting stuffed a lot. He was getting stuffed a lot. And I think that average will be a lot lower if you were around like the normal amount of carries uh, for a running back in a season. Now, let me see. Chef Spicy Rice agrees with me, says Scatterboo is overhyped. Yeah, I think he is too. I think he is too. Cohere Multimedia says our defense won the Super Bowl. I guess you're talking about 2012. Yeah, I agree. Again, like I said last week, I think that Harbaugh saying that this past season was his best coaching job, you know, with the Ravens, that means that he had nothing to do with that 2012 Super Bowl. He knows that. He knows that. Okay, let me see. Let me go back here. Okay. Let me read what you guys are saying here. Take a couple more chats. Harbaugh's just lying now. What's good, Nero? Park Heights Pat also says Giants might get Jeremiah Love too. They might be dangerous. I did hear about that. I did hear rumblings that they might go ahead and draft another skill player, running back Jeremiah Love. I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that, but you know what we gotta see? We gotta see what their offensive line is looking like. Let's see. Giants depth chart. We're gonna look this up. We're gonna get to the bottom of this, y'all. Let's see what that line looking like. Cause I know let me see. Evan Neal, right guard, is banged up. Andrew Thomas, John Runyon, John Michael Schmitz Jr. Yeah, gets a little dicey, guys. I think that they should probably go ahead and try to shore up those trenches. If I was John Harbaugh, honestly, I would have been gotten Kevin Zeitler on my squad. That's one guy I'm surprised he did not go after. I would have went after Kevin Zeitler. Hell, I think the Ravens should, you know. But again, for me, and they do have Pat Ricard, which is good. I mean, he's probably going to spring some good opportunities, some holes open for Cam Scatterboo as well, and we'll see. But I don't know about drafting Jeremiah Love when seemingly they have other holes on their roster. Uh, yeah, I would definitely try to shore up those trenches more. Yep. That's just me though. That's just me though. That's just me though. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. All right. All right. All right. He's a glorified crash dummy. Giants better get Love. He need to go get 77. Yeah, if he thought, bro, I'm not even gonna get into that. I'm not even gonna get into that, y'all. Not today. Not today. It's Good Friday. It's Good Friday. Somebody say it's Good Friday. All right. Luca out indefinitely. I'll get to that in a second. I'll get to that in a second. Quiet Storm Sports, y'all. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe if you are new. Appreciate all of y'all for coming through. Lisa says to me, I will always have John's back. No problem with that. No problem with that, Lisa. But listen, though. Listen, Lisa. When this season starts up, I don't want to hear no more of the Harbaugh talk. We're Jesse guys now, okay? We're not John people no more. Jesse Minter, that's our guy. That's our guy. All right, so let's move on here. Off-season workouts. Off-season workouts. Off-season workouts. Calendar's locked in. According to the Ravens, they dropped this earlier today. Off-season program begins officially on Monday. On Monday, guys. Football, I mean, damn. I mean, I want to say football is back. We still got what? May, like all of April. April, May, June, July, August, September. We still got 6 months. We still got half a year. Half a year. First of all, why is the NFL offseason seemingly the longest offseason in all of sports? In all of sports. And I get it, it's a contact sport, something, they need a little bit of extra time to recover and things like that before a full 17 and trying to push an 18 game season. Cool. I get it. But as a consumer and a lover of the game of football, damn that. Respectfully. Respectfully. Damn, offseason be 8 months. Like, what are we doing here, bro? What are we doing here? I gotta watch the UFL. You feel me? NBA, which isn't bad. Which isn't bad. I've actually been enjoying the NBA here as of recent. But anyways, offseason workouts, they start on April 6th, as we know, since the Ravens have a new head coach that enables Jesse Minter to actually get a head start on offseason workouts. So OTAs will begin. Organized team activities will begin on Monday, April the 6th. And, there's been a lot of speculation on whether or not Lamar Jackson and company is going to show up on the first day of school, seemingly, with the new teacher, Jesse Minter, and the whole entire new staff and things like that. They're going to be having meetings and all that good stuff, working out, all that good stuff. So I've said it multiple times on the show. I don't really think there's a need to reiterate for the umpteenth time, but I'll just say it again here, really quick. Everybody needs to be there. Everyone needs to show up. I don't think that there should be any exceptions, especially if you are a leader on this team, if you are a name on this team, whether that's Lamar Jackson, Roquan Smith, Kyle Hamilton, Nate Wiggins, Marlon Humphrey, you know what I'm saying? Anybody, Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, everyone needs to show up. Everyone needs to be on one accord. Again, if we're thinking Mamba mentality here, shout out to my guy Torres. If we're thinking Mamba mentality here, you got to get to work a little bit earlier than everybody else, than your competition. Because the difference in competition is very, very slim. Very slim in this league. So I definitely think that everybody should be there. Tori says in the chat, more time for NFL players to mess up off field so they can have content. Sutton, I thought you knew that. Yeah, everybody's getting in trouble. I mean, shoot. left and right. I mean, who was that? Was it Jermaine Pierce who got in trouble a couple weeks ago, or a couple months ago? I saw Rasheed Rice today got let off the hook for some charge that was levied against him not too long ago. These dudes be wilding in the offseason. Some of them do. Puka Nakua's in damn rehab now. Some of them be wilding. Some of them be wilding. Um, let me see. Let me see. Torres says I need more turnovers from Kyle Hamilton. You know, I think it's harder for Kyle Hamilton to get turnovers because he doesn't play back that much as a DB. I mean, he's more so operating around the line of scrimmage. He's making tackles on running backs. You know what I'm saying? He's plugging A gaps and B gaps. He's blitzing. So I want to see more sacks. That's what I want to see because I know Jesse Minter is going to send Kyle Hamilton after the quarterback on numerous occasions per game. I want to see some sacks. I made a reel a couple of months ago saying that Kyle Hamilton's going to average 10 sacks. I was being hyperbolic. Um, I want to see at least about 4 to 5 sacks from Kyle Hamilton this year. I think that that's reasonable. With how much we know Jesse Minter is going to use him a lot around the line of scrimmage and send him after the quarterback on late downs, I'd like to see some sacks. I think that that would be a better measurement, Taurus, of Kyle Hamilton's production as opposed to turnovers. Because again, he's not going to really be playing back too often to catch interceptions and things like that, unless he's like recovering fumbles, forcing fumbles. I would love that, But I want to see him really bothering the quarterback. I think that that's the biggest thing for me. How many pressures is he getting? How many sacks is he getting? At this point, that's basically what he is. You know, he's just a rusher, not an edge rusher, not necessarily interior. He's just, and then he can also drop back as well. He can cover. I mean, again, like I said yesterday to Alex, he's the Joker card. He's the Joker card. You don't know when it's coming up. You don't know, where it's gonna be, right? But when you get hit with that Joker card, it throws a wrench in everything and all your plans. So, but yeah, off-season workouts again. Everybody needs to be there for sure. Voluntary mini camp starts 14 days after that, and that is actually dangerously close to the NFL draft, which is what 3 days after that. I want to say something like that. But no, off-season program beginning. I think that everybody needs to be there for that because I feel like more so than working out, it's just going to be like a meet and greet. Everybody get acclimated. Okay, all the players are here. All the players are going to meet all the coaches. All the coaches are going to meet all the players. I think that that's probably going to be the biggest thing about this off-season program beginning on April 6th, kind of like a introductory sort of thing. And then voluntary mini camp is when they actually start, doing the real workouts and things like that. Not to say that they're not going to do it on April 6th, but I think that voluntary minicamp is when they'll probably start to ramp things up a little bit, April 20th through the 22nd. Then after that, actual OTAs start May 18th through 19th, the 21st, and they're going to have some 26th through the 28th as well. And then June 1, 2, and 4. Now, listen, I know not everybody's going to be there for all of these OTAs. At the end of the day, these guys and the players I'm talking about, they have lives too. All I want to see is just some initiative from the start, right? Like I want to see guys at the beginning of off-season programs on April 6th. I want to see guys at voluntary mini camp on April 20th. And I want to see guys at OTAs, of course, May 18th, 19th, all that good stuff. Mandatory mini camp starts June 9th. June 9th. So we're a little bit more than 2 months out of the Ravens officially being back and it being mandatory and, us really getting rocking. But again, totally new coaching staff. I think everybody needs to be there for sure. What up, Ashley? What up? What up? What up? OG Sean says, oh, here we go with this OTA crap. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Peak off-season content. Am I right? Peak off-season content. But that's how this thing goes. That's how this thing goes. But yeah, 70 people watching live right now. Shout out to you guys. And that's across all platforms. Appreciate y'all. This is Quiet Storm Sports on the Purple Rain Podcast YouTube channel. If you do happen to be listening on YouTube, please be sure to leave a like on this video. I appreciate that. On this beautiful Good Friday, Easter weekend. Hopefully you guys got some good plans with fam and all that good stuff. You know. Let me see. Let me see. So again, like I said, this is not going to be a long stream, guys. I'll probably wrap soon here. Let me see. Let me see. What else did I have? I wanted to touch on this really quick. I know this is not a basketball centric channel, so to say, but this is Quiet Storm Sports where, I leave it open to talk about other sports as well. I did happen to watch that Lakers game last night where they got absolutely ran off of the floor by the OKC Thunder. Absolutely ran off the floor. Honestly, in the first quarter, they got skunked. They were down 21 in the first quarter. It only got worse from there. They ended up losing by about 40 points. It was bad, right? Um, but Luka Doncic is now out indefinitely due to a left hamstring injury. Sources told MC10 he will miss the remainder of the regular season, and his status is uncertain beyond that. And when I was watching this game last night, it really did seem like it got to a point where, Luca just kind of didn't want to be there anymore. It's like you playing 2K with like, somebody and you're getting your ass bust, right? And it's just at a certain point, you just start chucking up shots. Like you just don't care anymore. You're down 30. And some people were trying to speculate, okay, maybe he's like faking this injury, just to get out of the game. He doesn't want to be here anymore. He knew that the Lakers didn't have it that night and that the Thunder were just all over him. So I heard a little bit of that, and honestly, with Luca's past, I wouldn't put it past him. I wouldn't put it past him. Now, Luca's one of my favorite players. I don't want to put that on him, but again, I just wouldn't put it past him. Me personally. What I think this means for the Lakers going forward, Lakers are cooked, dog. Lakers are not going anywhere this year. I just don't think that they have outside of Luca, you know, they're just not deep enough. Outside of Luca, Reeves, and LeBron, they can't keep up with teams like OKC. They just simply can't. The Thunder literally had 9 different guys last night who hit a three-pointer. They are so deep. Their roster is deep as hell. And I think that they're going to repeat. I think the Thunder repeat for sure. I do. Same old Lakers, says Chaos. LA all the way? Nah, not this year. Not this year. Chef Spicy Rice says Shea didn't even have to take that many free throws. Yeah, and he didn't have to. He didn't have to. I mean, he was busting their ass in the first half, and then by the second half, I mean, the Lakers had pretty much capitulated the game. The Lakers have given up when Bronny comes in the game. And no shade to Bronny, but it's over with when Bronny's in the game for multiple stretches. Just saying. Just saying. It's all fake. NBA and players don't care about the game no more. I can't say that about all of them. Some of them really do. One of them is Victor Wembanyama. If there's anybody who cares about the sport of basketball right now, it's Wemby. And that's why I love the Spurs. And I would pick the Spurs to maybe win the title this year. However, I think that the Spurs are a little bit too Wemby reliant, right? And I don't think they're as deep as the OKC Thunder. Therefore, I would probably put the Thunder over the Spurs. And the Spurs, they limit Wemby's minutes because they know a 7'4" dude cannot play a bunch of minutes. I think he's like 100th in the league right now in minutes played because they know they have to kind of reserve him because his body can't take all that wear and tear. But in the playoffs, these 7-game series against these really good teams, you're going to play back to backs, and back. Well, in the playoffs, you're not going to play back to back nights, but you get my point. Like it's going to be long, hard fought games against other good teams. You're not going to be able to take a night off and go easy against the Wizards. You're not going to be able to take a night off and go easy against, I don't know, freaking Charlotte, who's not terrible, but you guys get my point. Like Memphis, whoever, right? So I don't know. I like the Spurs, but I think they're a little bit too Wemby dependent. I do. I do. Let me see. Let me see. I stopped watching the NBA when AI retired. AI was my favorite player. I started watching basketball heavy when AI was like in his prime. Louisville. Interesting to see how good the West is, though. It is very good right now. I mean, if Luca didn't get hurt, if Luca just played some damn defense, am I right? If Luca just played some damn defense, man, the Lakers would be damn near unstoppable. But the problem is he's a turnstile on defense. He can score with the best of them on offense. I mean, watching Luka Doncic play offense is like poetry in motion, literally. But on defense, it's like it goes from poetry in motion to like a second grade symphony. Like it's just not there. It's ugly. It's just non-existent. Can't do anything. People just walk right by him. Literally, just walk right by him. Then he complains to the refs too much, And then Braun is like 41, so he can only do but so much at his big age. Now, outside of that, you got Austin Reeves, um, who's good, but he's not like gonna take over games like that. Not that often, at least. So outside of them, OKC, I think they're the powerhouses, followed by the Spurs. Then you got Denver still hanging around. Denver not quite as good as they were in years past, but they're still hanging around. They're still dangerous as well. I just don't think that they can beat OKC really or San Antonio. So, but the West is good, and then of course out of the East, I'm really thinking that the Celtics are going to come out for like Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown. Tatum came back from that injury really, really quick, and he's been looking really, really good too. And I think by the time the playoffs roll around, man, they're going to be hitting their stride. Playoffs this year should be good. NBA playoffs this year should be a fun one. I'm not gonna lie to you. Let me see what else y'all are saying here in the chat. Talking about tennis. Oh, I love tennis. I love me some tennis, man. Love some tennis. My favorite tennis player right now is Carlos Alcaraz. Love him. He's a beast. He's a beast. Itania, what's going on? Let me see what else we got. I think OKC will win the title again. I agree. I agree. Bronny is a disgrace to the Lakers franchise. I say that as a Lakers fan and Lonzo Ball fan. Uh, I can't say Bronny's a disgrace, but I mean, there's definitely some nepotism there, but I don't have a problem with it. I mean, you see nepotism everywhere else, literally everywhere else. Chef Spicy Rice says thoughts on drafting Fano if Ione isn't there round one and converting him to guard. Yeah, I trust Dwayne Ledford. And I'm on record saying, like, I think that the Ravens need to be as intentional as humanly possible about addressing the trenches in this draft. I don't want to see the Ravens going out and saying, oh, like, we really like this third round projected guard, right? We're going to take him in the third round. That's going to be our steal. And he's going to start on a, nah, I'm good. I'm good on that. Go get the best guy. It's time. It's time to do the right thing. Go get the best guy at guard. Forget what they say about positional value. Throw that out the window because it doesn't make any sense. And go get the best guy available. If it's Fano, awesome. If it's Vega, even better. But Fano's a guy who, again, he can kind of play tackle, but he can slide in center, right? You can convert him to guard, and I trust Dwayne Ledford. I trust Dwayne Ledford. Have plenty of time. Draft is in T minus 3 weeks. That leaves Dwayne Ledford 5 months to convert this guy into a solid guard. I mean, of course, it would take some time, once the season starts as well to kind of get his feet wet and things like that in real competition. But again, I've got faith. I've got faith in Ledford. Or wait, round 2 for Pregnon. Wouldn't be mad at that either. Wouldn't be mad at that either, but we would have to get a dog of a skill player in round 1. And I don't know who exactly that would be. I'm on Vega. I like the natural guard, no projects. And I can see that as well, Chaos. I can see that as well, which is why, I mean, the draft board is going to be very, very interesting. I can see if Vega is taken like in the top 10, which some mocks have him going in the top 10, I could totally see the Ravens trading back. Could totally see the Ravens trading back. As a matter of fact, I can damn near guarantee it. If Vega goes off the board before 14, do not expect the Ravens to pick at number 14. Don't expect it. Son, did you see Bronny get the ball stolen like 4 times coming up court? I did not see that. I did not see that. Yeah, he don't belong. I'm not saying like he's qualified to be there by any stretch. I mean, I think he probably still belongs in the G League, comfortably. And that's okay, but Braun is Braun, and it's LA, and it's Braun. If there's anything that they can do for Braun, it's that. He's the GOAT. He deserves this. He deserves this. Your favorite tennis players are Jess Pegula and Madison Keys. Okay, okay. I got to check them out. Peter Wood's agenda going strong. I'm not mad at D tackle either. Not mad at it. I'm not mad at that. Trenches, trenches, trenches. That's what it's all about. Nepotism is cool when they're producing. I mean, again, Taurus, look at some of the top, you know, look at some of these Fortune 500 companies and things like that. You got people in high positions who don't do a damn thing. They don't do nothing, but it's still cool. They still got that position. Nepotism. It's not about merit. Let me see. So Luca. Oh, we didn't talk about this yesterday. Top dog. We didn't talk about this yesterday on on PRP, the main pod. Got your boy Derrick Henry, year 11. Look at that, man. Look at that. Jeez, how much weight is that? How much weight is this? Let me ask Grok. How much weight is Derrick Henry lifting here? Oh, I see 25 kilos. And he's got 4 of them on each side. Damn near like 500 pounds, isn't it? That's a lot of freaking weight. For what, 32-year-old Derrick Henry? Yeah, so he's doing a trap bar, hex bar deadlift with approximately 485 to 495 pounds total. I mean, come on, dude. That's insane. This dude he's insane. I will say, King Henry, it might be time to let the hair go. Not gonna lie. Might be time to let the hair go, big dog. It's over with, brother. It's over with. And this is out of love, This is out of love. But nah, he's a beast. I mean, year 11, I still think he's going to be running dudes over. And I think that, again, with a lot of these outside zone concepts that I do anticipate Dwayne Ledford and Declan Doyle to scheme up for this run game, as long as they get the right offensive lineman on that line, I mean, Derrick Henry could literally have the best season of his career. Derrick Henry is a lot like LeBron James in the fact that he pours a lot of resources into his body in order to stay in tip-top shape. So I have all the confidence. That this guy's going to come back. He's not going to miss a beat. And Jesse Minter talked about the Ravens controlling the game by utilizing Derrick Henry. Now, listen, I know that's not like rocket science. That's not news to anybody. That's, of course, what you want to do. Derrick Henry is the engine, basically, of this offense that makes everything go. You know what I'm saying? Basically, the engine. But the reason why I'm saying, again, in the draft, be as intentional as possible when it comes to shoring up those trenches. Because, I mean, while this might be the engine of the team, Derrick Henry, that is, we can't put unleaded gas in our sports car. We can't put unleaded gas in our sports car, by not giving Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson a competent offensive line to run and pass behind. So, love the fact that he's working hard, though. Love that. Torres says, I want Henry to work on his footwork. He runs like Forrest Gump. He does, but it's okay, though. And that's just kind of like his running style. Because once he gets that head of steam, he's up out of there. I mean, you saw that Bills game from a couple of years ago. Once he hits that head of steam, he's up out of there. So I'm okay with his running style. It's just more so about giving him the proper holes, right? So he can get to that second level. He's never going to be He's never going to be like a Bijan or like a Le'Veon Bell where, behind the line of scrimmage, he can kind of dance and be patient. And no, he needs a head of steam. He's a freight train. That's the type of back he is, which is why I would have loved to keep Keaton Mitchell. I would have loved to keep Keaton Mitchell for that very reason, to complement a Derrick Henry, because Keaton Mitchell, hey, man, he had that wiggle, man. I mean, he could hit you with 2, 3 jukes, reset his path, you know what I'm saying, and be up out of there. He could turn the corner on you. Derrick Henry's not that type of guy. Not that type of guy. And Chef Spicy Rice asked the question right here: do we need to get a backup running back to replace Henry? I don't think so yet. And when I say not yet, I mean like spending like a top 3 round pick on a running back. Not yet. Not yet. I still think that we can get another good 2 seasons of top tier Derrick Henry play. I do. I do. I think we got 2 more years of Derrick Henry at peak. I mean, because you guys remember last year, he only finished second in rushing yards behind James Cook by about 20 yards at that. So I think we got about 2 more years of Derrick Henry. So I don't think that it's time to invest heavy capital yet into running back. If you want to draft a guy who you really like in like the 5th round with like our 87 5th round picks, or 6 or something like that, then sure. Get a guy who you feel like you can develop or might be the steal of the draft, whatever. But as of right now, no, absolutely not. Do not spend high draft capital or just high capital in general on another running back. I don't think so. I don't think so. Rasheen Ali truthers in here? I mean, not really. No. I'm not gonna lie. Not really a truther of Rasheen Ali. I'm cool. I'm cool. The wiggle is crazy. Come on, Smitty. Come on, don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. Attitude Pop, what up, my man? Thoughts on wide receiver round 1? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm cool. I'm cool. Listen, if freaking Carnell Tate somehow, some way, which he won't, if he falls to 14, and the Ravens really like the way the board is falling and shaping up, sure, go ahead and do it. But I tell you one thing: whatever guard you draft in the 2nd round, 3rd round, whoever it is, they better be starting day 1, and they better be balling day 1. We don't have time for projects and developmental guys. We don't. I need a guy who you're going to draft where you know exactly where you're going to plug and play him, and it's his job to lose from draft night to week 1, to opening week. Again, I'm going to keep saying it. Intentionality. Intentionality. But, the Ravens, they have their big board, and I'm sure they have multiple wide receivers on their big board that are ranked higher than Vega or Fano or whoever else to go in round 1, around where we pick. I'm sure they got guys rated higher. And if they fall, they're going to think 2, 3, and 4 times about picking those receivers, those skill players, because they're deemed as more valuable positions. When I told you guys last week, I think when they talk about, positional value, I think that they're more so talking about assets, guys who can put butts in seats, because it doesn't make any logical sense to say that a wide receiver is more valuable than an offensive lineman when without the offensive lineman, the receiver can do nothing at all. That makes zero sense. That's ass backwards, right? But the fact that the offensive linemen, they don't put butts in seats, they don't sell jerseys, they don't sell tickets. From a franchise standpoint, it makes more sense to go out and get that skill player, because the skill player can be flashy, they can be really good, they can score, things like that. And they can put butts in seats and sell jerseys and tickets and things like that. But at the end of the day, it's backwards to think that linemen are less valuable, because they're literally creating the opportunities for the skill players. They're creating opportunities for the wide receivers, the tight ends, the quarterback, the running back. All those positions that you guys say are more valuable, There you go. So again, I'm out on drafting a receiver round one. Again, the Ravens are going to do what they want to do. If they do draft a receiver round one, I'm going to be looking at whoever we draft in round two, which I would assume would be an offensive lineman at that point. It would have to. I'm looking at them with the Dr. Umar face. Like, I beg your pardon. Again, you better be starting and you better be balling day one. That's all I know. What better way to keep butts in seats than protecting your MVP? Bingo. Great ones gets it. Great ones gets it. Great ones gets it. I'm expecting a lot from a rookie. Maybe. Maybe. But this is what first rounders, second rounders are for. This is why draft capital is so important. This is why people cherish first round picks, second round picks, hell, even third round picks. Because you're looking for guys on cheap contracts that can produce. There's a lot of value in that. A lot of value in that. So I know I'm expecting a lot out of a rookie. Never liked Keaton or Ali is crazy. I mean, I get Ali, but you never like Keaton? Torres, you might got to go back and watch last season. And I'm talking about last season. When he started getting his opportunities, you saw what he was able to do. Listen, man. Maybe we need to revisit that. Maybe we'll do a video on Keaton. Well, no, there's no need because he's no longer a Raven. What's the point? I do have a really good video idea. It's peak off-season content, but I have a really good video idea that I'm going to work on and probably drop sometime next week. So stay tuned for that. Again, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel as well. This is the Purple Rain podcast, and you're watching Quiet Storm Sports on the Purple Rain podcast YouTube channel. Again, my name is Sutton Duff. This is our Friday show here. I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it there, guys. I don't really have too much else here on this episode of the show. Again, it's a Friday, Good Friday. I want you guys to go out and spend some time with family if that's feasible and be present with family on this Easter weekend. Again, today's Good Friday. Sunday is Easter. And yeah, I want you guys to have a great weekend. I will be probably watching some UFC fights or something like that tomorrow. It's a terrible card, but next week's a really, really good card. Can't wait for that. But anyways, I love you guys. Appreciate you guys. You guys have the best of weekends. Before you get out of here, like the video, sub to the channel if you're new. And with that being said, my name's Sudden Death, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.